Have you ever wondered what really happens to people after their husband or wife passes away? Why do some eventually find calm, while others stay trapped in sadness for years? When you lose the person you've built your life around, the one who shared your coffee in the morning, who filled the empty chair beside you at dinner, who understood your silence, the world suddenly feels unfamiliar. The home becomes quieter. The days stretch longer. And your heart struggles to make sense of a life that feels both full of memories and painfully empty at the same time. It's during this fragile time that many people unknowingly make choices that deepen their pain. Habits that feel harmless at first but quietly steal joy, stability, and health in the months and years ahead. Today, I want to gently walk you through 5 of the biggest mistakes people often make when their spouse passes first, and how you can avoid them. These lessons come from years of observing, listening, and learning from widows and widowers who've walked this difficult path before you. If you're in this season right now, or know someone who is, stay with me until the end. You may discover that healing is not about forgetting, it's about learning to live again with love, memory, and hope side by side. Broken Heart 1. Shutting yourself away from the world. After a deep loss, it's natural to pull away. The world feels too loud, too fast, too full of people who don't understand what you're going through. You may tell yourself, I just need time alone. But when that time stretches into weeks or months of silence, the walls around you grow thicker, and healing becomes harder. Take the story of Margaret, a 74-year-old widow who lost her husband after 48 years of marriage. For a while, she stopped attending her church group, ignored her best friend's calls, and rarely stepped outside. She told herself she was just tired. But soon, every day began to look the same, a quiet blur of television, soup, and sleep. It wasn't until her granddaughter insisted she come along for a short afternoon walk that Margaret felt something shift. Hearing laughter again, feeling the sun on her face, it reminded her that connection hadn't disappeared, it had just been waiting for her to open the door again. Isolation is dangerous, not only for the heart but for the body. Studies show that loneliness increases the risk of depression, memory loss, and even heart disease. Remember, connecting with others is not about replacing the person you lost. It's about allowing others to carry part of the weight until you're strong enough to stand again. Even small steps, answering a phone call, attending a church service, or sharing coffee with a friend, can open the door to comfort, conversation, and healing. Money bag 2. Making big financial decisions too soon. Grief clouds judgment. When life feels out of control, the mind often searches for something, anything, that can bring back a sense of order. That's why many people rush into major financial moves soon after losing a spouse, selling a house, investing money, moving in with family, or rewriting their wills. But these decisions, made in emotional fog, often lead to regret. Take Harold, who lost his wife after nearly 40 years. Within a month, he sold their home, packed up, and moved to another state to live closer to his daughter. At first, it felt right. But soon, he missed his friends, his routine, and the quiet comfort of familiar places. He had traded one kind of loneliness for another. The truth is, money, homes, and possessions can wait. Your heart cannot. Give yourself at least 6 months to a year before making irreversible choices. Talk to a trusted advisor. Ask a family member to help review financial papers when your mind is clearer. Scammers often target widows and widowers, knowing their judgment may be clouded by grief. Never rush into offers or quick solutions. There's no medal for settling everything fast, but there's peace in knowing you made decisions with patience and clarity. Red Heart 3. Forgetting your own health. When you lose someone you love, your body feels it too. Grief is not just emotional, it's physical. You might lose your appetite, struggle to sleep, or stop taking medications on time. I'll deal with it later, you might say. But later rarely comes. Let me tell you about James, who lost his wife of 49 years. He stopped cooking proper meals because it felt strange to eat alone. He skipped his doctor's appointments and told himself it didn't matter anymore. Months later, he began losing weight rapidly and feeling dizzy. When a neighbor finally convinced him to see a doctor, he learned that his blood pressure was dangerously high. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's sacred. The one you loved would want you to stay strong, to keep living the life you built together. You honor them by protecting the body that carries their memories. Start small. Take your medicine regularly. Go for short walks. Keep your doctor appointments. Eat real meals, even if it's simple soup and bread. Your physical health forms the foundation of your emotional healing. You can't rebuild hope when your body is running on empty. Handshake 4. Refusing help from others. Many of us come from a generation that believes in doing everything ourselves. We don't want to be a burden. We say, "I'm fine," even when we're not. But the truth is, grief was never meant to be carried alone. You may think refusing help protects your pride, but it often only protects your pain. Take Ruth, who lost her husband in her late 60s. Everyone knew her as the strong one. She kept her lawn trimmed, paid her bills, and smiled politely when neighbors asked how she was doing. But inside, she was exhausted. Her home became messy, the mail piled up, and her energy faded. When her son finally insisted on helping with errands, Ruth broke down crying, not out of weakness, but out of relief. She realized letting others help didn't take away her independence. It gave her the space to breathe again. Accepting help isn't about losing control, it's about staying connected to the world around you. Let someone drive you to the store. Let a friend bring dinner. Let your children help organize bills. People want to help because they care. By saying yes, you invite light back into your life. Candle 5. Holding on to everything forever. After loss, the things left behind carry powerful emotions. The coat still hanging by the door. The slippers under the bed. The handwriting on an old note. Each one whispers stories of love, laughter, and shared life. Holding on to these memories is natural, and healthy, for a while. But when every object becomes untouchable, the home slowly turns into a shrine of sorrow instead of a place for new beginnings. Eleanor, 71, kept her husband's things exactly where he left them for nearly 6 years. His razor stayed in the bathroom. His jacket still hung by the door. She said it brought comfort, but over time, she began to feel like she was living in a museum of grief. When her granddaughter gently helped her sort through a few items, keeping the special ones, donating others, Eleanor cried, but afterward, she said something beautiful. "It feels like I can finally breathe again." You don't need to rush. Grief has no deadline. But consider choosing a few meaningful keepsakes, a ring, a photo, a favorite book, and letting go of what brings more pain than peace. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means making room for light to enter again. Losing your spouse is one of the hardest experiences life can bring. But the choices you make in the months that follow can shape how your heart heals. Avoid these 5 mistakes. 1. Don't isolate yourself. 2. Don't rush big financial decisions. 3. Don't neglect your health. 4. Don't reject help from others. 5. And don't hold on to everything forever. Grieving doesn't mean your life has ended. It means your story is changing. You honor your loved one not just by remembering them, but by continuing to live, fully, gratefully, gently. Take care of your heart. Let people in. Allow life to unfold again in small ways, through a smile, a walk, a meal, a sunrise. You're not moving away from the one you loved, you're carrying them forward, in a new way, as you learn to live again.